dear people of Amazonia, fellow brave warriors of our liberation movement, accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro, this day. Today is Friday, November 17, 2023. My people, I want to heartily thank and congratulate each and every one of us, especially our people on ground zero, for continuing to stay the course. I know it's not easy, but by day and by night, we are proving to La République du Cameroun that we are a people with a clear-cut determination, that we are a people who know what we want, and that we are aware where we are headed. And also that we knew from the start that it wasn't really going to be a walk through the park, but at the same time, that we were all ready to brave it all the way. So, my dear people of Amazonia, I noticed that in great parts, a good lot of our people heeded to a call to observe a day of mourning last Wednesday. I mean, it was a great initiative. I always say when an initiative is good, it's good. And our people in a lot of the villages, the local government areas, saw the need to stand one with our folks who were brutally decimated by the called forces of La République du Cameroun in Egbeko, in Mamfe local government area last week, on the night of November 5th, leading to November 6th. My people of Amazonia, I know that it takes sacrifice, it takes commitment, it takes determination, it takes focus and resilience to be where we are. And we have to continue in this light until we attain our objective. And that objective is freedom land. I'm here today for us to have another very interesting slot. Very interesting because, like I've said, I keep wanting us to have the opportunity to demonstrate to all the doubting Thomases that are still trying very hard to keep us connected with the Republic du Cameroun in whatever shape or form, to understand that if a people can't even take care of themselves, they will never be able to take care of you. To understand that the mentality of these people is so different, I mean completely different and completely removed from our own mentality. And for that reason, therefore, it's difficult for us to yoke together. I like to continually get our people to understand that the mentality of these people is one of permanent dependency on the colonial master, on France, whereas our own mentality is a mentality of independence, self-reliance, where we put ourselves together, determine our own development priorities, and work even as communities to attain these objectives. I'm not going to be saying anything new here if I talk about the numerous projects in a lot of our villages that were realized by contributions put together by the people themselves in what I call self-reliant development. I often call those cultural and development associations. We have done that. Folks, I will throw this jab. Get angry at me. Sometimes I say I really want to provoke our thoughts, to make us feel frustrated and angry at certain things so that we should give ourselves the opportunity to think about those things and to try to see things differently. When I went to Minnesota and came back here, I talked about the fact that the Mancon community there sat together and said they were putting together money to carry out the development projects in Mancon. And that night alone, they raised over $200,000. I talked to my friend, Barrister Ninkoff, who is somewhere in Western Europe, and he told me he sat through occasions too, cultural and development associations, where they raised thousands of euros meant to go carry out development projects. Where we are asking La République du Cameroun the fundamental question when they are talking about reconstruction, we are asking them, how do you reconstruct in wartime? We tell them the issue of the day for now is to ensure justice, is to ensure that we sit down on a negotiation table discuss the root causes of this matter, agree peacefully on how to go our separate ways and on how to live as good neighbors, and then we move on to the phase of reconstruction. But at the same time, when we ourselves forget that the objective for now is to kick La République du Cameroun out of our territory, we rather focus on raising funds to go build community halls, to go build this and that, all of those places. What sense does it make in times of war? Folks, I'm not saying we should not do it because it is our trademark. Yeah, the water project in my village was not brought by La République du Cameroun. It was brought by ADA, the Action Development Authority. It was brought by ADA. So, in so many places, like in Kumbo, the water this in Kumbo was also self-reliant project bolstered by the actions of the late venerated Professor Bernard Fanlon. In about all our communities, you see electricity projects, water projects, in some places even road projects. I went to Kuruku, somewhere there, right deep there in, is it Lower Nyanak, in Mogamo. But to get there, when I got there, I called it the end of the world. But the people contribute a lot of money by themselves to bring about development in the area, to even get some of the roads that we could manage to use to get to those localities. Because the government, the central government in Yaoundé, will require that Paul Biya gives its approval at some point for a road to be constructed in Kuruku. But Kuda, the Kuruku Development Association, had been handling a lot of those. But now I want us to understand that our various development associations, cultural and development associations, need to continue being mobilized, but this time to raise funds towards making sure we kick La République du Cameroun out of our territory. If we don't do, we'll be constructing and they'll be destroying. If we don't do, we'll simply be giving means for them to keep us in slavery and servitude for much longer. If we kick La République du Cameroun out of our territory, we will be able to have a different approach towards the development of our land. This is a submission I make, and I like to repeat over and over and over so that our people understand that the emergency for now is making sure we get La République du Cameroun out of our territory. That said, folks, I want to get into the weave of this conversation. But no, much as I may want to show some follies about the kind of roads that constitute Mr. Paul Biya's legacy, not only in our land but in his country too, La République du Cameroun, the real business of today's discussion has to do with that long night of drawn daggers, what the citizens of La République call La Nuit de Long Couteau. That night of long drawn daggers is already here. People are still waiting to see it. It has started. And that's going to be the subject matter of this conversation. So therefore, folks, settle down, fasten your seat belts, get something to keep you funky. I know that on ground zero, this is already 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m. Amber time. And of course, here is still 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And so, folks, settle down while we enjoy this broadcast. If you feel thirsty, do like me. Just once in a while, okay? Good. It clears my throat and I can continue. And so, therefore, folks, today I want to go to Kupeng Wanenguba. That's where I want to start, in Kupeng Wanenguba. I'm starting in Kupeng Wanenguba because too often our people get misled on thoughts, on the visual. People get told things and things. I mean, tons of things. I happen to have been the pioneer divisional delegate of communication for Kupeng Wanenguba. With residence in Bangem. That was way back in 1999. That was, I guess then I was age 22, going 23. And I was named divisional delegate for communication in divisional delegate for communication in Kupeng Wanenguba. And when I got to Bangem, I was like, wait a minute, what kind of place is this? Because I was wondering, when I got there to Bangem, I was still hoping that we were going to Bangem. This tells you the level of the underdevelopment that we have witnessed under La République du Cameroun. This 1999. I came to Bangam, I was like, wait, I've been hearing our classmates in secondary school and high school and even university were talking about Bangam, Nyasoso. So I was anxious, saying that I was going to see these places. And when I got to Bangam, I went and I was asking somebody at the shop, how far is Bangam from here? And the person looked at me, the Oma looked at me. That was at Squares. Bangam, Squares, Bangam. He looked at me, he said, definitely this one, I've never been here. So he doesn't know the realities. Shock was mine when I realized that where I was already the Bangam I was looking for. But you see what? That was in 1999. And to go to Bangam, I couldn't go normally through Tombel, Loom, Tombel, and all of those. I had to go through Melon. Melon, 33 kilometers to get to Bangam. The first thing that hit me was that I arrived in my suit with my beautiful briefcase and other things, but I had to sit behind a Toyota stood with the rains coming down. Sitting on, it was very, very interesting because I arrived late. The front seat had already been taken. Even when I came and then they looked at me in suit, asked me, who are you? I introduced myself. The only managed to let me have the possibility to stand behind that stood with my stood, the possibility that I could be washed by rain. And it took us 2 hours, 30 minutes on a 33-kilometer lap. 33-kilometer lap. Not because there was traffic, no, but because the road was horrible. The owner of that Toyota stood, they used to call him in Bangam Throwaway. I'm saying this, if you are from Kupim and then go back from Bangam, you know what I'm talking about. I can just call it Throwaway. That Toyota stood. So folks, today I'm talking in 2023, 1999 to 2023, how many years? Take a look at this. Because when I tried to travel from Bangam to Nyasoso to see the famous Nyasoso, it was again another embarrassment and disappointment. But to go to Tombel, there are moments where you can't even do the journey in one day. Bangam to Tombel, 58 kilometers. There are moments you can't do it in one day. Now we are in 2023. This is it again. Road impassable, despite 400 million CFA francs allocation. That's Bangam Melon stretch. This one is Bangam Melon, Bangam Melon stretch. That's a road that in 1999 took me 2 hours, 30 minutes to get there on my first trip. Because there was a day I traveled there with the then divisional delegate for the economy planning and regional development. I've just forgotten his name. He was from Bafia. It took us 7 hours because when we left Bangam, I was coming back. When we left Bangam, crossed over and got over to the place they call Mwanjekon. To cross from Mwanjekon, oh Lord, to Mwasum, it was something else. It was terrible. 7 good hours. Afterwards, I had gone to Yaoundé. I was already working in Yaoundé. And somewhere in 2013, 2013, yes, I went to Bangam with the then Minister of Forestry and Wildlife, Elvis Ngole. It took us 9 hours from Bangam to get to Melon. 9 hours, 33 kilometers. 9 hours. And we had Prados, VX, what they call it, that's Toyota Land Cruiser, the big Land Cruisers, Toyota Prado, all those cars, we could not. 9 hours. And I thought that they would be telling me a new story today. In 2023, here, they say Bangam Melon stretch road impassable despite 400 million francs CFA allocations. But as the people, they will tell you that, CPDM, 100%, poor beer for life. Because that is what the elite are trying to sell out there. When I was there then, I remember I spoke with Chief Nane. I told Chief Nane, I told Honorable Ewanoge, all of those people, I told them, look, and Honorable Zubontane, I told them, I was a child, but I told them, if you live in a locality where you give the impression to the powers that be that you are 100% in their pockets, you will never get development. It hasn't changed. That's the curse. My people, We never had to belong with these people in the first place. Because while I'm talking about banging melon, you may think that's only there. Let's go to the south. Recall, in my last broadcast, I showed a video of a baby being born in mud in the south region, Paul Bia's region, in the south. If that man cannot take care of himself, cannot take care of his own people, they can't do anything for themselves. The only city with same Vomeka as a promised land, they will never be able to have the space to take care of us. Because they give us the impression that all development projects are not ongoing in our land because there is war. There is no war in the south. This is the road. Linking Akom 2 is a major hub in the south. Linking Akom 2 to Kribi, where there's a deep sea port, to Kribi, the seaside resort, to Kribi, the tourist destination. This is the road. Leading from Akom, I say Akom 2 is a major hub. This is the road told by indigenous of the area. Watch.
Okay. Voilà, chers tous, voici à quoi ressemble la route d'Akom 2. Kribi et Bolo va passant par Akom 2. Vous-même, vous voyez, nous sommes sur un lac. Nous sommes sur un lac. Au beau milieu de la route du tronçon, la route du RDPC. Là, voici à quoi elle ressemble. Vous voyez, les militants votent ici 100% RDPC. Vous voyez à quoi ressemble l'état de la route. Voici les populations maintenant. Nous sommes garés. Nous sommes à une quarantaine de kilomètres d'Akom 2. Et il y a une femme enceinte qui est dans la voiture. Son état est critique. Dans là où nous sommes là, on ne peut plus avancer. On ne peut plus faire marche arrière. Et le ciel ne fait que noircir. Pour la deuxième ou la troisième pluie qui va s'abattre. Donc, quand on essaye de voir, nous avions ici presque 3 à 4 jours. Personne ne monte, personne ne descend. Vous-même, vous voyez, c'est devant vous. À quoi elle ressemble? C'est pratiquement impraticable à la limite. L'homme d'Akom 2 n'est pas différent de l'antilope du porc-épic qui vit en brousse. Vous-même, vous voyez. Nous sommes complètement coupés de ce pays. On n'existe pas. Vous-même, voyez à quoi ça ressemble. Voici le paysage. Voici l'eau. Aucun véhicule ne peut passer, même le camion, parce que tout est dégradé vers le bas. Je suis comme ça dans l'eau. Voilà une maman qui est assise de l'autre côté là-bas. Elle ne fait que pleurer, c'est les larmes qui coulent à la place du sang. Donc vraiment, c'est terrible. À quoi représente la route d'Akom 2? Nous voici en pleine forêt équatoriale. Rien de bon. Après avoir fait 40 ans de vie avec le RDPC, voici toute une population abandonnée à elle-même. Qu'allons-nous faire? On appelle le secours du Seigneur et non de l'État. C'est le Seigneur qu'on appelle maintenant comme secours. Parce qu'on en a marre de ce gouvernement qui nous trompe du jour au lendemain. On a déjà voté le budget, on a déjà les engins garés, on a déjà fait ceci. Voici le terrain, rien n'est fait sur le terrain. Qu'on ne vienne pas vous tromper là-bas que la route Akom 2 Kribi Bolova. C'est bon. Voici l'état de la route. Voici le monde. On ne sait plus comment faire, comment nous dévouer. Rentrer en arrière, aller en avant. On ne peut plus faire marche arrière. On ne peut plus faire marche en avant. Nous sommes calés au beau milieu de la route. Voici le véhicule garé. Voici les passagers. Voici à quoi ressemble la route d'Akom 2. Qu'on ne vienne pas vous tromper là-bas dans les médias.
Très bien.
Qu'on a déjà goudronné, tout est fait, la route passe. Là voici à quoi elle ressemble. Voici un pick-up qui est dans l'eau. Je vais vous balancer.
So, folks, I don't want to let you go through the pains to continue hearing that language. I know there are some of us who don't understand French. What is the gentleman is simply saying? 41 years on that CPDM, 41 years on that Paul Biya. Like I said, that road you're watching there is a road linking Ebolova, linking Kribi through Ebolova Akomdo. That's Kribi Ebolova Akomdo. Kribi Ebolova Akomdo. Ebolova is the capital city of the South region, Mr. Paul Biya's region. So if Paul Biya cannot take care of his people, and you hear that man say inside there, that on paper, it's indicated that that road has already been done. That's why a lot of our roads are indicated on paper to have been done. Oh yes. Now sometimes you pick some newspaper and see that they talk of the budget that has already been spent in constructing the ring road in the northern zone. You pick up paper sometimes see they're telling you how they've constructed the road linking Kumba to Mundemba. This is exactly what we are talking about. This is exactly what I'm trying to let our people to understand. We need to do all we can to depart from a life of constant deception, a life of constant manipulation, a life of constant joking with people's lives. Yeah. For la République du Cameroun, everything is make-believe as long as you keep the monarch in power. And make no mistake, Frank Biya, the son of the author of all these horrible things I'm showing you, is warming up to take over from him for another 50 years. Another 50 years. You are an Amazonian. You are from southern Cameroon's extraction. You have not joined this movement to kick these people and their development curse out of our land. Then something serious is wrong with you. Don't think that I've gone only to remote places because I talked about Bangem, Melon. I'm not talking of Akomdo. Let me get again into Yaoundé. The last time I showed some clips, somebody came and said, "Oh, that is this part of the MRC in Yaoundé." Oh, not. Let's go to another part which is in the heart of Yaoundé. This is where the famous CNPS hospital, that's a National Social Insurance company. The hospital is what they call Hôpital de la Caisse. It's not far away from where it is. It's Yaoundé 2. Watch.
Vous n'avez pas honte? Vous ne voyez pas que c'est trop? Regardez les routes, regardez la route. Monsieur le maire, tu fous quoi? Tu fous quoi? Dernièrement, tous les autres maires qui sont passés avant vous, les mamans partaient les acclamer, les mamans partaient dire oh, on va te voter. Il dit je vais arranger la route, on va te voter. La même lecture de chaque jour. Moi, je ne suis jamais allé là-bas. Mais à ton tour, le maire actuel, j'ai suivi quand on a dit que vous êtes un jeune, je suis venu mettre l'œil sur vous quand vous êtes venu battre campagne ici au quartier. J'ai vu que vous êtes jeune, j'ai applaudi. J'ai dit qu'il n'y a personne qui a applaudi le jour où vous êtes venu battre campagne ici. Vous avez utilisé cette route-ci là comme votre campagne en disant que vous allez arranger la route. Nous, on va vous voter. Nous, on a applaudi, on a tout fait. Vous avez fait, on vous a voté. Vous êtes devenu maire. Vous avez d'abord fait le petit boucan comme les autres. Oh, vous envoyez les photographes, les photographes, ils viennent mesurer la route, ils font le truc qu'ils ont l'habitude de faire là. On est fiers qu'on va arranger la route. Voici l'état de la route jusqu'aujourd'hui. Vous foutez quoi? Vous ne pouvez pas dire que vous ne voyez pas mes vidéos. Vous voyez ça et vous connaissez ce que les gens de la carrière vivent. Donc ne faites pas comme si vous n'étiez pas au courant. Vous êtes au courant. Et vous venez ici chaque fois battre campagne. Dès qu'il y a petit truc d'élection, oh, vous êtes ici là. On a applaudi ici au quartier, on a crié pour vous. On a crié pour vous. Parce qu'on a dit voilà un jeune qui va venir changer les choses. Voilà la jeunesse là. Voici la jeunesse là. Voici ça ici là. Tu ne peux pas bouger. Je dis même si tu vois quelqu'un s'habille bien, tu as pitié de la personne. Ici au quartier, on voit tu t'habilles bien jusqu'à tu mets une vraie chaussure au pied. On a pitié de toi. Parce qu'on ne connaît pas où tu pars avec ça. Donc la différence, celui qui est sale, celui qui est propre, il n'y a pas de différence. Regardez les gens du quartier. Nous ne sommes pas au village, Yaoundé 2, dans la capitale du Cameroun, avec un maire. C'est derrière la mairie, c'est non loin de la mairie, la quartier carrière. Et ça, ce n'est même rien. L'entrée du quartier, ce que vous allez voir là-bas, ce que vous allez voir, il dit l'entrée du quartier, même ça peut faire avorter les femmes. L'entrée du quartier, les motos descendent. Derrière la mairie, juste regardez l'état ici. Imaginez si vous entrez alors au fond des quartiers.
My people, I just want to spare us the time. I don't want to go through all of those things because I know it's painful. But the citizens of La République du Cameroun are learning from us and they have started crying. They have started speaking out. They have started showing the world exactly who they are, where they stand, what is going on with them. And I'm sure the world should gradually be coming to terms now with exactly why we have been telling them we need these people out of our land. Because I generally curse that day. That day that we found ourselves unevenly yoked with La République du Cameroun. To get put under the beer curse that we are living now like this. Because generally, people come and tell you, oh, you see, the politicians will come, the young Philemons will come, the Atanga Ponji, the Fru Jonathans, all of them, they will come. They will say, oh, you see, the John Gutes, the Ngaringa, I always call him Ngaringa. They call that one, that lost soul, they call him Bela Mokichas, Ngaringas, and all of them. And the John Gutes, they will come and start telling, oh, you see, if this war stops, development will come. As if before the war, there was development. As if what we have is not just deteriorating from where it was. As if anything has changed in La Republic itself since this war started in 2017. Nothing. You think you have seen enough? Oh, you want me to leave it? No. Before we leave it, I can't stop it here. I just want you to see this one again. Get there.
Come on.
This particular one, I'm pausing to laugh because I couldn't help but laugh my lungs to another level. Have you seen where La République du Cameroun has taken us to? Have you seen where 41 years of Bia and 60-something years of La République du Cameroun have dragged us to? Over 65 years have dragged us to? Because Bia did 21, has done 41 years. Aijo did 25. At all, 66. 66 of us being through this shit. Sorry about the S word. My people of Ambazonia. Watch again, oh. Is that I've laughed until my throat is. We now have a cattle pulling a car. Watch.
Don't say that about my man. Come on, don't play. Go to drop my door. Just say that about
Can you imagine this? That's cattle doing a car.
Don't say that about my man. Come on, don't play.
This is where they say, ne dure pas au pouvoir qui veut, mais dure qui peut. That doesn't stay long in power, who wants, but stays who can. By impoverishing the people, by dehumanizing the people, by making misery an acceptable way of life, by clamping down on the people to the point where the people can even choke. Folks, this is where we are. This is where we are. This is where we are. That is why we must do everything possible to get out of this shit. Yeah. And with all this, with my people of Kupeng Wanengu were unable to have a road even to take them just to melon to go and sell their plantains. Somebody says that what?
Paul be at the helm of the state CAF. This president is our greatest marksman. He is our principal goal scorer. He has always taken us out of very difficult situations. First, because of his immense wisdom. Second, because of his aura and international clout.
Yeah. Which difficulty is he taking us out from? Anyway, I was just asking Ashu to say a bit of what he knows. Because that's how he describes him. With all what you are seeing here, Ashu says, Bobia is a blessing. Oh, a marksman. His immense wisdom will make that with that cursed wisdom out of our land, out of Amazonia. If you have not yet joined the fold, please do. If you are not yet feverishly contributing money in one pot relief to make us kick La République du Cameroon out of our land, then you had better started doing so. Don't tell me that you don't know how to contribute. Don't tell me you have not seen the URL. Don't tell me you don't know what to click on. Because I'm sharing it with you. That is it. Time for action. www.onepotrelief.org. Join hands with us. Go to your cultural and development association. Proceed together. Contribute the money. Bring it in. We need to kick La République du Cameroun out of our land by fire, by force, by hook or by crook. If we want Ambazonia to represent anything we imagine in our minds, this is the one thing that we must do. And we must do now, not tomorrow. www.onepotrelief.org. Don't tell me that you don't know how to contribute, because I've put it here. And as I promised, I'm going to bring Comrade Alem here, who will walk us again through the portal for those who may still be having some difficulties. One way, www.onepotrelief.org, and we're in business. We have to kick La République du Cameroon out of our land. That's the business I'm referring to. Nothing short of that. And so now, folks, let's get into the main discussion of the day. If you are just joining, share the link. Share. Share as much as you can, okay? Let's get other folks to join the conversation. So, like I said earlier, that night that they are calling La Nuit de Long Couteau is here. That's why you see Pa Cavaillé Jibril. You see the header here? Failed coup to unseat Cavaillé's director of cabinet. Heads may roll. Listen, there's a press release that came out, or a decision, an appointment decision that came out recently. And that appointment decision was read on CRTV, National Station Radio and Television. And it was purported to have been signed by Cavaillé Jibril, being a replacement of his current director of cabinet. The same director of cabinet who went and said he's the son of Tokombere, and that they had done everything and kicked out even les anglophones là. There even positions that were held by les anglophones, un anglophone de la Momola, on a pris ça, that we took it. So there was a constituted effort to knock him out. And Cavaillé Jibril did not see it from the right direction. Because apparently, the decision, either it was not signed by Cavaillé Jibril and his picture was imitated, or he was tricked into signing that decision, that appointment decision, without knowing that he signed that appointment decision. Because minutes after, or by the next day, Cavaillé Jibril with his own hands signed yet another decision indicating that he did not know who had signed that previous one, that it was a fake. But it was read on national radio and television. Listen, this is very interesting, because you may think that it is abstract. It is not. You may think it doesn't concern you and I. It does. And so, when Cavaillé saw this, Cavaillé Jibril bore in mind that it meant they were actually looking for a means to replace him, Cavaillé Jibril, as Speaker of the National Assembly. That's how he took it. And that's how he came out now screaming that he was appealing for a respect of separation of powers. Gosh. Wow, this one almost gave me stomach ulcers. Cavaillé Jibril calling for the respect of what? Separation of powers. Now, folks, let's talk about something about separation of powers. If you are based in the United States of America, you understand what they mean by separation of powers. Because Congress gets up and says, Mr. Biden, you are president, but this money you're asking to give Ukraine, nada, you're not having it. Oh, yes. Mr. Biden, you are president, this is your immigration policy, we want you to change it, change that, otherwise, no money. Oh, Mr. Biden, you are president, you say yes. Okay, we are ready to give aid to Israel, but we don't want to give to Ukraine. So for now, you take aid for Israel, Ukraine talk later. Mr. Biden, you say you want to forgive school fees, what student loans? No. If you must forgive student loans, we will cut money from IRS. We will do this, we will do that. That's separation of powers. When has the government of Mr. Paul Biya ever sent a budget to the National Assembly of Cameroon and they have succeeded in changing an I or the position of a comma? Never. It's never happened. Paul Biya decides who will be Speaker of the Assembly, decides who will be Questor, decides who will be a Secretary, decides who will be what at the Assembly. But today, when he sees that his head is about to fall, Cavaye Jibril says, respect the separation of powers. That's why he says here, que chacun reste à sa place. Everybody should stay where they are. So what Cavaye Jibril is saying here in plain is that I have conquered the National Assembly. This is my own territory. Mr. Paul Biya, you have taken the presidency as your father's heritage, as your father's inheritance. Stay there. Me, I'm at the National Assembly as my own father's inheritance. Everybody should stay at their place. Oh, yes. Sometimes you hear these things, you think that's a joke. No. There is no government in La République du Cameroun. There's no system again in La République du Cameroun. That country is in the garbage bin a long time ago. It's in the gutters. Now I can see this backing. Que chacun reste à sa place. That's Cavaye Jibril backing. And Cavaye Jibril can back now because he knows Biya himself now is vegetable. Because in the real days of Biya, Cavaye will not try this. But Cavaye Jibril knows that Biya's hands have been tied. Biya is now vegetable. He doesn't even know where he is. And so he can back, scream, and go away with it. That's why Mr. May, I'm sure we all recall Abubakar Usman May. Abubakar Usman May is the one who came on live on a motion television, a video, and said, they of the northern regions, the north, the far north, and the Adamawa, are ready for that night. Knives are coming out, though. Are ready for that night. And then when the time comes, like he said, nous allons sortir le nucléaire. He said, le Nord va tirer son épingle du jeu. He said. And now, this is what he says. He said, depuis vendredi dernier, l'Iranienne s'est retranchée au cabinet et passe ses nuits dans son bureau. So he says, since Friday, last week, because this is a post of November 15, just a few days ago. So he says, since Friday of last week, and that Friday of last week was November 10, Cavaye Jibril literally lives in his office. He doesn't go out of his office because he's afraid he can be replaced. That's what Abubakar Ousmane May is saying. So he said, depuis vendredi dernier, l'Iranien s'est retranché au cabinet et passe ses nuits dans son bureau. Ses partisans, en même temps, frères et collaborateurs, tous hystériques, ne le quittent que tardivement dans la nuit pour repointer au petit matin. Même mot d'ordre. That his close aides, friends, family, and all whatnot, they stay there in the office with him until extremely late in the night. They only go home to take a bath, eat something quickly, and come back very early in the morning to continue the sitting. Because as a matter of fact, l'heure est grave. The signs of the times are so hard, and so nobody is ready to take oh gosh, to take any chances. But that's not all. And this is what the director of cabinet who does not want to move says. He said, Presidence ou pas, that's Paul Biya's presidency of the republic or not. Haute instruction ou pas, that's the very high instructions of the head of state or not. Moi, je ne pourrais pas libérer ce bureau. The director of cabinet says, I will not leave this place. Whether high instructions of the presidency or not, presidency or no presidency, go to hell. Even Cavaye, we will not leave this place. And he says, comme ils veulent, il faut qu'ils envoient la garde présidentielle venir attaquer ce bureau. You hear that? That if Paul Biya wants, he should send presidential guard, what they call in other countries, the guard republican, the presidential guard, to come and attack him in his office. He's not leaving. That's Cavaye Jibril, director of cabinet. They will not leave. Yeah. I'm laughing. Okay, I'm actually laughing. Don't think I'm not provoking. I'm laughing. Huh? He say, and then he tells people, restons mobilisés. I said that night has started to stay mobilized. That's what he says. Stay mobilized. Restons mobilisés, déterminés et engagés pour nous défendre. Stay mobilized, determined, and committed to defending ourselves. Oh, yes. But why we Ambazonians are defending ourselves? Kavai Yege Jibu opened his fangs to say trash. Today he's telling people, let us stay mobilized, stay engaged, and stay committed to defend ourselves. Look at it. Don't mind me. I just have to laugh. Oh. He says, d'autres tribus ont fait pire que nous. You hear that? Other tribes have done worse than us. Other tribes, they didn't call the tribes, but of course, we know that Kavaians people are trying to say the Bulu Ekam Betty, that's the Bulu Ekam Betty, have done worse. Worse. And nothing has happened to them, so nobody should dare them. He says, d'autres tribus ont fait pire que nous. D'autres personnalités ont fait et dit des choses plus graves que nous. That others have said horrible things, worse things. Other personalities have said horrible, worse things than us. Who has done what to them? Everybody stays where they are. Nonsense. Let Bia try this rubbish. Listen, it's coming. Oh, don't say I have not been telling you. I've been saying this day is coming. It has started. Oh, don't be waiting for another moment. No. Get set and be watching as it goes. But most especially, make sure you bring in your contributions, because this time we have been waiting for, and this time we must make it. We have to kick La République Cameroun out of our territory by fire, by force. He says, si on dit que le pan est fatigué, il est plus fatigué que qui? That if they say Kavai Yege Jibi, the president of the National Assembly, is tired, he's more tired than who? The question is simple now. Is he more tired than Paul Biya? If Paul Biya is not going, don't tell me to go. As long as Paul Biya is there, I'm here. He said, I'm tired. More tired than who? People say the president, Kavai Yege Jibi, is tired. More tired than who? You see? I said, we are there. Hey. He says, autant de Mouna, l'ancien président de l'Assemblée nationale, quel garçon ou fille de Tokombere a travaillé à l'Assemblée nationale? He says during the time of Pastor Montande Mouna, which son of Tokombere ever worked at the National Assembly? So you see, my people, look, I say these things, I say them and I laugh. But trust me, the times are hot. Very hot. Very hot. And I'm using this opportunity to draw the attention of the so-called elite of the Southern Cameroons that keep thinking that they are part of any system there. You are not. You are considered an outsider. Nambere said it because he experienced it and he saw and heard how they deride you all. That whether you call, you say you are what, all they know is you are an Amazonian. Sing like Ngala Gerard. Kill your people as much as you can, Ngala Gerard. Do anything you want on them. They still consider you an Amazonian. That's the truth. Like Paul Atanganji, do the same thing. Consider you an Amazonian. Like Konda Titus, like Kawa Kawa Yannick, all of you, continue. You are an Amazonian. They don't see you differently. Jengute, sit and watch your people be slaughtered and contribute. You are an Ambazonian. Mengo, Fortabetando, all of you, you are Ambazonians. In the eyes of La République du Cameroun, you are nothing but an Ambazonian. But for Ambazonians, are you an Ambazonian? That is what should bother you. That is what should preoccupy your mind now. Because the time is coming where pigs, I see pigs, will beg for wings to fly. That time is coming. It's not far. Now, why it's getting hot at that point? Mr. Paul Biya's nephew, Bonivan Assam, comes into the show. And it's again Abubakar Osman May that brings it to us on Twitter. He says, le député neveu, that's the MP, nephew, the Bia, that's a poor Bia, his name is Bonivan Assam, a débarqué à 16h30 dans l'imbroglio du cabinet. That is, he arrived at National Assembly, I think it's on Friday or whatever. This one was posted on the, oh gosh, I didn't tell you, but okay, it was posted on the 16th, 2 days ago. Yeah, on the 16th of November, 2 days ago. Now, Bonivan arrived at National Assembly 2 days ago. That 2 days ago should be Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. And he told the Speaker of the National Assembly that his uncle, Mr. Paul Biya, has requested that Kavai Yege Jibril be maintained where he is and that his director of cabinet should be reinstated in his position. Listen, that Mr. Paul Biya, that the information is not going through official government channels. It's going through family channels. Bonivan, that you see here, Assam Bonivan, who is a nephew of Mr. Paul Biya, is who goes to tell the Speaker of the National Assembly, Kavai Yege Jibril, that his uncle, the President of the Republic, has said that he should be maintained in place and that his director of cabinet that was ejected by some mysterious means should be reinstated. And he says that Ngongo, the Minister of State, Secretary General at the presidency, acted on his own behalf, where he said, vu que Ngongo a agi de lui-même, that he acted on Ngongo, who claimed au très haute instruction, the supreme orders of the President of the Republic, that he acted on his own. That's a nephew of the President of the Republic, not telling the Speaker of the National Assembly that don't worry, you are still President of the Speaker of the Assembly. Separation of power today. Okay. And that Ferdinand Ngongo acted on his own. Ngongo a agi de lui-même. Et c'est les agitateurs députés anglophones qui font du bruit pour déranger le 237. Did you hear that? I'm putting it so that you watch it again. Read it, those last lines. This is what Bonivan says. That it is des agitateurs, députés anglophones. Les agitateurs. Hear how they call them. Aye. Oh, Christian Derika Beleka Satara Karamba. Ngala Jera, did you hear this? Did you read this? They are calling you an agitator. Yes. They are calling you agitators. Oh my goodness. Charles Aka. When you say you are representing Mogamo, did you hear that? Anyere Charles. They are calling you an agitator. Bangmi Emmanuel, all of you agitators. All of you, they are calling you all agitators. Que ce sont les agitateurs députés anglophones. All of them, including Ngaringa, all of you, agitators, qui font du bruit pour déranger le 237. That you are the ones making noise to disturb Cameroon. The 237, that's the first thing, is Cameroon. So they are treating you here as foreigners who are agitating, making noise, trying to destabilize, to disturb their country. You didn't read it? Please, go back to it. I'm not the one saying it. That is a tweet from Abubakar Usman May, and he is quoting or paraphrasing Bonivan Assam, nephew of Mr. Paul Biya, who said, vu que Ngongo a agi de lui-même, et c'est les agitateurs députés anglophones qui font du bruit pour déranger le 237, qui font du bruit to disturb Cameroon. Did you hear that? I told you. Don't ever say I never told you. It is coming gradually. By the time it gets to the apogee, and you realize that you're on your own, don't say I never warned you. I kept telling you, and I'm continuing to do just that by day and by night. Think before it becomes too late. Think before it gets horrible on your side. Think before pigs start begging for wings to fly. Think before you find yourself in the middle of the road. Think before you find yourself being pushed by the same La République du Cameroun whose interest you think you are fighting for. Begin to push you back into the hands of Amazonians. That these are people, take them. It happened to East Timorians with Indonesia. I tell you, verily, verily, the voice of one screaming in the wilderness. I tell you, verily, verily, by day and by night, that this will come to pass. You think it's a joke? Joke. If you think so, take it as a joke. But time is running out on you. Time is running out on you. These are not my words. Read it again, please. If you're just joining, share this video. Share as much as possible. Let it get to them. They say, vu que Ngongo a agi de lui-même, et c'est les agitateurs députés anglophones qui font du bruit pour déranger le 237. I'm interested in that part because he's directly calling you out and derogating you and reminding you are foreigners. You hear that? Say, pour déranger le Cameroun. You don't belong. That was pour déranger le 237. You don't belong. Read it all. Le député neveu de Biya, Bonivang, a débarqué à 16h30 dans l'imbroglio du cabinet. Il a dit au PAN que son oncle demande de rétablir l'Iranien, vu que Ngongo agit de lui-même. Et c'est les agitateurs députés anglophones qui font du bruit pour déranger le 237. I've read it over and over and over, so you don't say you didn't hear. Well, I've done my own. And now, to my people of Mogamo. You see, I heard a Mogamo man tell me here that they said Mogamo men are pepemycin or pepemycin. Or that they say what? This is what the Republic of Cameroon are saying to you people. Because they say when they send men and all whatnot, you swallow them. Because the first one that fell from Mogamo. Now they have sent you a babe. In their minds is that they are sending her to come now with a new approach, new strategy. Because they have discovered that all of you can easily lose your head when you look at a damsel like this one. Because they've tried all kinds of approaches, used all kinds of ways to divide and break us, they have not succeeded. And they say if we can break it in the Baghdad, that's Mogamo, they will break it everywhere. That's why they brought this damsel. Bringing someone like this in the heart of war, do not think it's a joke. It's not a gift. Bringing someone like this in the heart of war is not a miscalculation. No. There are some activists in our liberation movement who can tell you better, who have experienced it. They bring these types of ones is a message. Better be careful before you find yourself in an early grave. Don't say, I did not warn you. When I came to speak here, when we were sending people to Canada for the pre-talks, the botched pre-talks, I said here that from inside information, they were going to send a lot of young girls. Some of them were going to come straight from Bamoun land, who will be going to Canada, not directly to sit on the table, but to take part in a cultural mix. You understand what I mean by cultural mix? Did it happen or did it not happen? All those that we sent to Canada, did they all come back as they went? The answer is blowing in the wind. Now, don't say, I did not warn you if you are a Mogamo. Folks, this is what I like to be talking about. The next video, and that's the last video that I'm sharing here, is what I personally like to be talking about. Because our land is a land of milk and honey. We need to get La République du Cameroun out and do things in an orderly manner. I'm about to show you a wheat farm. Wheat farm. This farm started just after the Ukraine Russia war started. After Russia invaded Ukraine, that's when the idea came that we needed to start farming wheat because we had the potential. So it went from noise that we have the potential in the northern zone to real action for people to test it, and the results are glaring. What we need to do? Take it from the hands of the individuals who are now trying their own just to prove a point and make it on industrial scale so that Macky Sall of Senegal, Buhari, or what, no longer Buhari, all say Buhari, because he always shouted, all say Buhari as campaign rallies. I'm talking about the president of Nigeria. Jamie. His name is even fleeting from my head, but it will come. So that the president of Nigeria and others and the president of Ghana, they should not find themselves going to Russia to go and beg that allow Ukraine to export wheat to us. Yes, we can do it. Watch. This is wheat ready for harvest in Amberland. This is in Donga Mantum, in the northern zone of the southern Cameroon, so of Amazonia. This is wheat, this is a wheat farm. This is just a model, just a demonstration of the fact that we have the potential. We have vast tract land where we will produce this and become a major exporter, become a major player. But this is something being done by Dr. Ndingwanyan of the St. Louis Clinic fame. And this action, I want to laud him because at least this pilot phase is a demonstration to us that yes, they said we have the potential. It is not literature. It is not theory. We have it. And that is a demonstration of it. So folks, we need to make haste. Get La République du Cameroun out of our land and focus on transforming our land into a place of milk and honey, because that is what it is. And for those of you who have just decided to sit on the sidelines and be watching us and say, keep talking about that, your Amazonia, the day you have the independence, we will come. Take note. We'll do what Martin Luther King Jr. says, that in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. We will remember not the words of our enemy, because the words of our enemies are cruel. We know they are our enemies. So it's normal for them to do what they are doing. But what will strike us most, what we will recall most, will be the silence of our friends. The silence of our brothers and sisters who should normally join hands with us to make this journey faster and smoother. The silence of our brothers and sisters who have decided to sit quiet and watch all forms of torture visited on their people. The silence of our brothers and sisters who say because they are already abroad, making money and feeling good, all they need to do is throw their parties and spend tens of thousands of dollars and enjoy themselves and not care about what is going on there because, by the way, if I even die, I should be buried here. I'll never go back there. I don't care. We will remember your silence. That is what will happen on that day. This is why, folks, I'm calling on each and every one of us, wherever you are, get engaged. If you cannot run on top speed to go assist the people on ground zero, walk at least. If you cannot walk, crawl. But by all means, folks, keep doing something. Put in the money. Go to www.onepodrelief.org. Let's see it quickly. www.onepodrelief. Yes, that's it. It's .org. www.onepodrelief. Rush there quickly and make your contribution. And then we'll give all the glory to God, because we have to make it. Yes, we must make it. Like I said, we give all the glory to God. Nothing shall be above us, because when God says yes, there's nothing, no being, no man born of a woman that can say no. So folks, together, let us rock. To God be the glory.